excited.
Hello, can you hear me? How cool is this thing? I'm taking it home. So this is a new section which will either be wildly successful or it will completely flop. Depends on how well you commit to us. My Vanna White, the beautiful and vivacious Nina Watkins. So the name of this thing is Open Mic, and the concept is, it's kind of a practice for when you guys go back home and you're working with your team and you're listening and you're complimenting them, is we are going to encourage you to take the mic that Vanna White will walk around and to express an opinion, an idea, a compliment. You can even bitch. We don't want it to be that, but sometimes there's constructive stuff that comes out of that, so we're not eliminating that. In preparing for this, Nina and I talked about a couple of things and have a good concept for how we think it'll go, and hopefully it works, but it reminded Nina of these Mormon, what were the classes called?
Testimony.
Yeah, Mormon testimonials. And the bylaw.
Oh, testimony meetings.
Yeah, and so they would say, thank you for sharing today. Keep it brief and meaningful. So we only have 30 minutes. Everybody talks for 5 seconds. We get a lot more people. If everybody talks for 3 minutes, we get a lot fewer. So somewhere in between. It's in this world of social media, and this is the reason I wanted this section on here. In this world of social media, we don't often get to practice the skill of orating and talking to each other. Not often enough, according to me. And so we're going to put it to a test and see how well our group can bring up points. Be ready with yours. As soon as there's a lag, somebody stand up. Nina and I will be prodding you aggressively. Aggressively. So, Miss Nina, take over.
Okay, awesome. So I had a little more time to prepare than you do. You're more on the spot than me, but I'm going to share just a thought that came up as I was preparing to be the first one to share with you guys. And in case you need a little more prompting, pull out your phones. It's okay. I did post on the HRA Managers channel like 5 starters. So if you want to think about those, I'm going to need a volunteer. Can I get one volunteer right now? Oh, you guys are a tough
Candace wants to.
John Howe, I saw his hand first. Wait, okay, so John Howe, you are on deck. You're going to be the first person right after myself. Okay.
Do I go over there?
You can come up here, yes. And at the Mormon church, they just start to kind of gather. So I mean, I can Vanna White it around, or you can come up to the pulpit and be ready. Okay, we're going to church. You ready? Okay, so I'm going to keep it brief, just like we talked about. But the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was how I prepared for the MIR. And I brought a couple things. This is Lindsay Palmer's email, which I was so grateful for. I always love reading through, like, what's going to happen. I'm so excited to see my friends. And the first thing that she puts to bring is a positive attitude. So I put that on the paper on the back. I said, good attitude, and I put it in my bag. Because if you don't know my story, I have 4 kids. I'm a single mom. The day before, 2 days before I left, my heater went out at my house, and my dog stepped on a thorn, and that was $400. And like I lost a kid at school in the rain. So, you know, there's obstacles to get here. I see like a dollar sign above your head. There's probably thousands of dollars that went into the preparation of you guys coming here. So, but a good attitude is the best you can do, because the messages you're hearing from these leaders are going to carry you through, for myself, close to a decade of employment and, you know, just really great business learning. So congratulations on coming and having good attitude. The other thing is a pen is what I brought to prepare for the MIR. I've probably taken 20 pages of notes. I counted. So if you're not taking notes, I would challenge you to pull out a pen, put your phones away. Because if you're on your phone, it just looks like you're on your phone. If you have a pen and paper, it shows that you're learning. Greg Beckel was learning, you know, from Rick, who was presenting, and I saw him with a pen and a paper, and it's old school. and it works, help you retain the information. So that's it. Positive attitude, pen and paper, looking good. Y'all look great. So excited to be at the MER.
So how about that John Maxwell presentation?
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I have watched that Chick-fil-A video probably 50 times at least. And every time I've gotten something new out of it, but this just took me to the next level. At Stadium Park, on the wall of our key room, there is a Beckelism that says God gave you 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. And that Maxwell presentation for me really brought home, in 4 minutes speaking with Karina, I know more about her than I have learned the entire time working with her so far. I am going back to Eugene and California, and I'm starting with everyone from square one because I'm going to listen. I want to find out really what motivates people and not just hear the parts that I think apply to their job, which is where I've been lacking so far. So that was super impactful for me. And I can't wait to dig back in, and I suggest to all of you guys, listen. Wow, what a powerful thing. And to those of you that participated in that, I mean, how did that feel? Listening and presenting, like really listening to the person. So that is what I'm taking back with me. I am just really gonna listen and really get to know, build those relationships with my people across the board. So free lunches. Lunches.
John, because that was a great takeaway from today for me as well. But last night in our room, I had a few guys in there with me, and we were talking about our takeaway from yesterday. And Meg and I kind of had the same one, which was kind of fun. But it was from Shane, who spoke to one of my greatest kind of customer service issues, because we can do great customer service and above and beyond with all of our residents. Most of them are easy, right? Because it's easy to go above and beyond for the kind ones. But he said, take away the pain so you can solve the problem. And that really was insightful and helpful for me.
Thank you, Carla. Great job.
Hello, I'm Caitlin. I'm pregnant, so I cry a lot. So if it happens, just go with it. So I came from a huge company, and I have to admit that my very first conference with them was miserable. No one said hi to me, no one hung out with me, and you guys have been wonderful. Everyone has shook my hand, you've chit-chatted, and I just can't say how honored I am to be part of your company. This is wonderful.
They cry at the Mormon church, just so you know, it's okay.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to talk on a bike. I haven't used one of these before. Where are you, Carla? Where'd you go? I thought it was funny that you said that about Shane, because my takeaway from yesterday of all the speakers, I mean, Greg is awesome, but yeah, that, and I mean, it's something we all know. Shane did it, because truly, before that haze of frustration is going to leave, you have to get rid of the pain first. But no, I looked at your kind of things to go by, and the one that stuck out to me was the most important business characteristic that an individual should have is humility. Because with humility, we're open to grow. And before any of us will ever be great leaders, we have to be great followers. So that's huge for me. And so humility is something that is so important. So yeah, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Lauren. Awesome.
Hello, everybody. I'm Fak, if you haven't met me yet, and I'm sorry if I didn't formally introduce myself to you, but I just really appreciated Jim Walden, his quote, aim high and miss, rather than aiming low and hitting. That really struck a chord with me. And so some other things too with like Rick's speech when he was talking about kind of finding your particular employees, like basically their strength. One thing that Carla's always challenged us and taught us is find out, their superpower and just kind of go off with that. So, I appreciate everything from you, Carla, and all your guidance. So thank you so much. And the other thing too is just wanted to bring back a story a long time ago when Greg came to the colony when I was a leasing agent. Millie was my manager at the time, and he just walked by and said, "Fac, boom, that's what you are." And I was like, oh my God, like God has blessed me. Like, yeah. And I was like, I felt amazing, but the fact that you knew my name and just that little praise, it did mean a lot to me, and it makes me want to work that much harder. So I'm all about the power of now, living in the moment, new earth, Oprah. So I love everybody, and I love you guys, and thank you so much for your support and help. So,
Awesome.
Hi guys, I'm Kelly from Phoenix, Reno, if I haven't met you yet. One of my biggest takeaways yesterday was the just not being mediocre and getting rid of mediocrity. And I hate talking in front of people. It is like my worst fear. So there's so many ways to get rid of mediocrity, but I'm putting it into that right now. Like, I don't want to be the one just sitting down and waiting for Nina to come and force me to talk. So I just wanted to thank everybody with HRA for putting this on. It's an amazing experience, and we all enjoy it, and there's so much we're all learning, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. Here comes the good guy.
Armin, your bubble looks great. What kind of bubble do you have again?
It's my pledge bubble.
It's pledge bubble.
Thank you for noticing. And because of what you said is why I'm up here. I'm not a presenter. I'm a one-on-one. I talk to people in apartments all day. So to get out of my comfort zone, I'm doing that as well. But I want to introduce myself again. I'm Armin. I'm with Chase Village Apartments. I'm a maintenance guy. You know, so it's a little standoutish. But to see what they do for you guys, even the maintenance retreat we've had, there's great opportunity, and if you can't see the growth, I mean, it's just all there. It's written on the wall. We invest in you guys, you know, your assets as much as the properties you run. So good to meet you guys. Continue meeting you guys throughout the week, and enjoy the rest of the Mer.
Here comes Mildred.
I'm Riker, in case anybody hasn't heard my name. But
Get on the bench.
everyone is doing this wrong. You're supposed to end in the name of Jesus Christ, amen. I just want to make sure everybody knew that everyone was doing it wrong, so I'll make sure that I set the standard. No, just short and sweet. I think it was Greg that said, you always remember the way that people make you feel, and Horizon's always made me feel extremely special and given me great opportunities, and I really appreciate that. And it's, you know, the more I get familiar with the industry, the more, you know, you see how rare, you know, that type of opportunity is presented to individuals. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger.
Hi. Oh, wow, it's a lot of people. I want to just touch on Kelly's talk about your new blueprint and how exciting it's been for me to recreate my blueprint and watch Carla and Fac and Lindsay and Brandon and everyone that's worked with me and for me for 12 years recreate themselves and get better. So, cheers.
Thank you, Mildred.
Hello, my name's Andrew. I don't think, oh yeah, Graham's back there, so he plays a part in the story. So my second week as a part-time leasing consultant 2 years ago, my manager at the time was on her honeymoon, and I couldn't get in touch with her. And I had an Excel report that I had to be filling out at the time, and I couldn't figure out a cell problem. So I reached out to Samia because she was the only person I knew at the time. And she said, well, I can't help you with that. I'm not tech savvy, but I'll get somebody on with you. And then, like, not 3 minutes later, Graham hops on a video call with me and totally walks me through. And I was like, this is the VP of marketing? Like, I've never worked at a company with so much accessibility in the upper management level and people who really care about you and value you and train you in that way. So I think that sets us apart. I love that about us. So.
Good job.
Hi, I'm Jayla Henderson from the venue in Denton, Texas. I just really want to say
Thank you, Horizon, for saving me from Pinnacle.
It's our pleasure. I got saved from there too.
I was a part-time leasing consultant, going to school for full-time. Wasn't looking too great just because they weren't flexible, and so just knowing that my desires and my passion matter, and still here today, going from a part-time leasing consultant to a full-time leasing consultant to a leasing manager, account manager, and now property manager. And so I just really want to say, like, I'm proud to be part of this culture, the people, and for continuing to still being pushed and not feeling complacent, like I'm just going to be a property manager with a master's. So thank you, Horizon.
Hello.
Way to go, Janae.
Oh, I'm Sandrea from Greystone. And one thing I wanted to take away was a conversation I had with Carla yesterday, because she's not my property manager, she's not my regional, but I've never had a conversation, one-on-one with you before, and I really appreciated it, because normally it's always like Lisa, I'm like, Mom, this happened, and she always has my back, and it was good to know that other people out there who are not, directly with me gave me guidance, and I really appreciated that. And I love you, Lisa. Thank you for promoting me. Oh, another thing is I was super excited because Mike and Greg said something to me yesterday, and then I seen Lisa. I was like, Lisa, God, someone help me. And she came over and she was like, I think we had a conversation, and I was like, yeah, I made it. I said a word back. We shook hands, and it was great. So I appreciate you even knowing my name too. That was really cool, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy for all the new people and the rookies. And go HRA.
Hello everyone, I am Brandon from Village Green. I also specialize in strong arm robbery. If anybody needs anyone to, evict anybody or kick anybody out, I'm your man. There's so many different, this is my 15th month here with Horizon, maybe 16 now. And last year was my first time in NER, and it was kind of a learning experience. I guess I'm the most extroverted introvert you ever meet, because everybody thinks I'm just the most outgoing guy, but I'm really the guy that I'm comfortable over there in the corner. But last year, I've worked at great companies, I think, in my past, and there's always been, you look out in a sea amongst your peers, and there's always people that you're trying to figure out, how did you get here? Why are you here? Not being negative about it, but just they're not, I guess, displaying the passion and the confidence and the intellect that you would think would be in this room. I've never gotten that feeling from any of the peers here or any of the upper management, so I appreciate that. But the biggest thing that I've taken away so far is the 5 levels of leadership. It's something that Kelly, she showed us on our first manager's retreat here. First time I heard it, I was like, man, what is this about? It's a lot, but we got a video, so it's good. So, it wasn't clicking, but it was starting to click. The second time I heard it, now I'm trying to apply it to myself and my team. I'm jotting down things that I can take back to my team. Then I'm trying to see how it applies to me and Millie, my boss, and trying to see how I can get better on her level, and just so many different realms. And I think today, the levels of leadership, it kicked into another level, because I can actually start seeing where my levels are growing. With myself, with my manager, with everybody in the corporate office, and with my team. So, that's one of the things that, it's starting to grow on me, and I think each time I hear it, it just means a lot more. So that's my takeaway this time.
Okay, this is the point in the meeting where we're either 5 people rush up and rush the podium or whatever. We have about 5 minutes, and then we gotta move on. So you might be the last one. Oh, we have to rush up. Okay. After Zay, we'll. Okay, this is. Just kidding.
I will be fast. So
I think Zay is our fastest teammate.
I'm up for the challenge.
I love hearing all these positive things that everyone's saying, because we have such an amazing feel here at Horizon, and I don't think anyone disputes that. Everyone I talk to talks about how great Horizon is and how great it feels to work here. So I'm going to talk about a different approach. I've been working here 4.5 years now, and I'm going to take a numbers approach. The apartments.com guy, he's a sales guy, but To see from these studies that are industry-wide that you guys are all outperforming the national market by like 150% in lead conversion rate is just so awesome, and it really proves that feel by numbers, right? That you guys have earned that, like that you guys are doing a great job, and we're going to continue to get better here. And it's so nice to see that reflected very directly like that. You can see the cause and the effect so directly like that. So just want to give a shout out to you guys for doing such an awesome job there at managing these properties and really taking that leasing level to the next level. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
I guess it's perfect timing that I was last. I'm the new guy, Zay. Nice to meet everyone. I think almost everyone has come up and approached me and introduced themselves, and I think that's the most overwhelming aspect of this retreat that I've had. Everyone's been super friendly. I think I'm just at the tail end of 3 or 4 weeks, but it feels like 3 months. That's been awesome. I've met everyone from the asset management team to the training team. Whirlwind of experiences, but I feel like I'm home. I feel like I've been here for years. I'm hoping to do that with you guys. So thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Well, we'd like to thank you all for coming out today. We had a couple souls that were saved, apparently. Greg, J-Lo. I mean, I don't think there's much more to say. I mean, maybe some other people want to end in the name of Buddha. I don't know. So, I don't have much else to say other than what they also say. Thank you for those that shared your testimonies in your heart.
Yeah, I think this was a good experiment. I loved it. We didn't have to do anything, Nina.
No. Except for elevate.
There wasn't a game. No. This was way more fun than a game. Thanks for your participation. I think this will be back next year.